What's up, everybody? It's your Friday episode of the Hoof Podcast, and I am your host, Sterling, from the Cover One Network. It's just me today, guys. It's just me. You know, we're going to start mixing it up here since the season's over. You know, you'll see different of us on here. Eric, myself, and Anthony. Anthony's got a big announcement coming up. You know, he had the birth of his baby boy. So make sure you guys reach out to Anthony on Twitter and let him know that you're happy for him and his wife for the new edition of the Bills Mafia. My guy Eric is in New York. He's chilling. So it's just me again, guys. It's just me. But I am happy to be here. And I am so excited because this is one of the things that I've been wanting to talk about. Coming off this Bills season, you know, we saw some things that I would say probably needed to be improved upon. Okay? And I'm not talking about the pass game, but brings me to the running game for these Buffalo Bills. Now, we did hear that, you know, Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane did kind of address the running game or the blocking or whatever you want to call it. You know, they're very coy about what their intentions are and what they want to say or the information that they want to give out. But basically what I got from it was they weren't happy with the production of the running game. All right, so when we look at this Bills offense, we know that Josh Allen is a stud. We know he's, you know, as of right now, he's a top 5 quarterback in this league, I'd say. And, I mean, the guy can throw it all over the field. He's a true dual threat quarterback. So not only can he throw the ball effectively, but he can also run. Now, I'm going to also toot my horn here a little bit because I've been kind of saying that the Bills need help in the running game probably since midseason. You know, you guys know I'm a big Devin Singletary fan. You know, Devin's my guy, right? I've been pounding the table for Devin ever since he got drafted by the Buffalo Bills. But I gotta say, Devin ain't it. My guy Devin Singletary is not it. And it pains me. It really does pain me to say that because I feel like Devin Singletary, he's a solid back. However, we thought that he would take that next leap this season and he just didn't get it done. Right? So think about this. We know Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane, they've kind of been a dual threat or a two-back system. Right? They've come out numerous of times saying that, you know, they prefer to have two backs carrying the load, not just all on one guy's shoulder. I mean, if you go back to the days of Carolina, you know, Stewart and those guys, I mean, they were really like 1-2 punch consistently. They were great. And I think, you know, they wanted to kind of bring that same attitude, that same mindset here to Buffalo, but unfortunately, we don't have it. I mean, you spend a 3rd-round pick on Devin Singletary 2 years ago. He showed glimpses in his first season. But as we all know, you know, don't let the stats fool you, buddy. When you're running against light boxes, I mean, you're going to produce just a little bit more than what you would in normal situations, and so that's kind of what we got from Devin Singletary. Did we see some improvement from him? I would say probably. I'd say we probably saw some improvement in the ability to catch the ball in the backfield, I'd say. I think he's always been a pretty good, in pass protection, right? Pass blocking, picking up the blitz. You know, he excelled at that even as a rookie last year. But there's some things that Devin, and this is not a I'm going to bash Devin Singletary podcast today, folks. But simply put, you know, this podcast series is called Making the Case. Making the Case for Running Back. I'm going to go through all all the positions that I think that the Bills could take in the first or second round. So you're going to hear me talk about prospects. You may hear me talk about some trade down scenarios, in the coming future. I mean, we do have about 12 weeks till the NFL draft. So you're going to hear our focus and attention kind of shift now. You're going to see cover one. All of us are draft junkies. We love free agency. So you're going to kind of see us dibble and dabble on some things. All right. So this is not I'm going to bash Devin Singletary podcast or I'm just going to sit here and talk crap about him or the Bills running game and so forth. But the fact of the matter is the Bills didn't get it done on the ground. Okay. This was a pass happy offense. You saw Josh Allen being a top 5 statistically in passing in a lot of categories. All right. And I think we all know Josh Allen plays hero ball. I think we can also understand that Josh Allen's also a playmaker, but Josh Allen can't be the whole offense, right? He can't be the whole offense. And so you're going to need production from different places. And that's kind of why, if you've been listening to our podcast, if you've been watching our show, The Hoof Live, you've probably heard me say that the Bills need another playmaker, whether that be at wide receiver, whether that's a running back or a tight end. But simply put, we just don't have enough playmakers. I know a lot of you love John Brown. You love Cole Beasley. Okay. You love Gabe Davis. I love those guys, but they are solid to good players. Let's not mistake ourselves here. All right. Let's not get it twisted. They're good players. Don't get me wrong. They're good players. I mean, I think Cole Beasley is one of the top 3 slot receivers in the league. No doubt. No doubt. I think he excels at route running and so forth, catching the football. I mean, he has great hands, right? But the thing that kind of limited us in the playoffs is the inability to run the ball, and that's been all season. Look at the stats here. Devin Singletary had 156 carries, 687 yards. That'll put him at 4.4 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. That's your leading back, folks. That is your leading back. 687 yards on 156 carries. That ain't going to get it done. Next up, you got Zach Moss, third round pick, out of Utah, right? Comes out, he had some injuries that kind of limited his production, I guess. Right? He had a hamstring and an ankle injury ended the season in the playoffs. Rookie. 112 carries, 481 yards, 4.3 yards per attempt, and 4 touchdowns. That's your number 2 option, guys. That's barely over 1,000 yards between 2 guys. That ain't going to cut it. Now, what's interesting to me is that the Bills drafted both these guys in the 3rd round, okay? And what I was meaning to say is you took Devin Singletary in the 3rd round 2 years ago. There were high hopes for him. I felt like the Bills should have got someone a little bit different than Devin Singletary, but I know they took Zach Moss and put him in that Frank Gore role. That's the role where, between the tackles, I'm going to get that extra yard, I'm going to break tackles and so forth. But I would go as far to say even Zach Moss, he came out saying, I'm going to make people make business decisions. Well, listen, this ain't college. This ain't the Mountain West of the Pac-12. Hey, listen, there's some grown men in the NFL. And, Derrick Henry makes guys make business decisions. Right? But not Zach Moss. Zach Moss ain't it. Not in terms of that. Okay, Zach Moss definitely has some holes in his game. And I feel like he's kind of the same back as Devin Singletary. I mean, I know Devin Singletary is more elusive than Zach Moss, but neither one of these guys have any speed, any home run ability. And I think the Bills' offense is missing that right now. is definitely missing home run ability. And we saw it in the playoffs. Look at Kansas City. I mean, we can't attack the Bills could not attack the edge all season long. In the playoffs, I mean, really, they just straight up abandoned the run game. Hell, Josh Allen had 102 yards in the regular season. I mean, 102 carries for 421 yards, 4.1 yards a carry, and 8 touchdowns. 8. Now, I know we're all high on Josh Allen as a franchise quarterback, right? And he even scaled down his rushing numbers, rushing attempts. I mean, we didn't see a ton of, drawn up, quarterback run plays, right? They relied on Josh more as a passer, but I think for the longevity of Josh Allen, I think he's going to need some more weapons. That's not a slight against him as a quarterback, but you have to have a running game. And I think what the Chiefs were able to do, they were able to man up in the secondary with our wide receivers. And because the Bills couldn't run the ball effectively, I think that hurt them in the playoffs. I think that hurt them in Kansas City. Like I mentioned earlier, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, they mentioned, what they need to do. They'll tell you that they need more speed. All right. Been banging the table. The Bills definitely need more speed in the backfield. You got to have it. There's no threat. There's no threat whatsoever in the backfield. Okay? And so what this Making the Case series is about, I'm going to take a couple prospects, from now until the draft and free agency as well. Because free agency kind of changes the game a little bit. I want to highlight some things, and I'm only talking about the Bills taking these guys in the first or second round. So I'm making the case for running back. I'm going to make the case for wide receiver. I'm going to make the case for tight end, and I'm going to make the case for an offensive lineman. I think all 4 of those positions are of need. We don't know as of right now what the Bills are going to do in free agency. We don't know what the salary cap is going to bring this year. We know it's going to be reduced, right? Probably around 176 million, but we don't know that for another couple weeks. So that's gonna change the way we view things. Brandon Beane even came out and said this week that he's gonna have to make some tough decisions. Yeah, we know that. As Bills fans, we don't like to see people go. We don't like to see the idea that we might have to let go of John Brown. We might have to let go of Matt Milano. Hell, we might even have to let go of John Feliciano, Mitch Morse. I mean, these are all guys that could be on the chopping block. We just don't know right now. We just don't know. But back to running back. So, the tale of the story, if you don't think that running back is a need, that's totally up to you, right? I know people who would much rather the Bills go offensive line. And again, we're going to make a case for each position. But why do you think Brandon Beane flirted with the idea of getting Le'Veon Bell when he got cut from the New York Jets? Think about it. Why would he look at Le'Veon Bell? Well, it's because the Bills struggle in the run game. And that's when Zach Moss and Devin Singletary are relatively healthy. He's still looking at running back. That's your clue number one, right? They go out and they get Devontae Freeman. That should be another clue. That should tell us that they don't like the production that they're getting out of the running back position. Today's NFL is about speed. Speed kills. Look at Kansas City. I mean, they got at least 3 guys on their offense with elite speed. They got 3 X-Factor players, if you want to look at it that way. Superstar X-Factor, if you're a Madden player, you know what I'm talking about. Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. And I'm not here to talk about the Chiefs and whatever, but All I'm saying is that the Bills now, you have to take advantage of the position that you're in. You got Josh Allen on a rookie contract. You got to start putting more weapons around him. You're going to beat the best teams in the NFL with a better offense. That's just how it is these days, right? This game is designed for offenses to score points. I think the Bills are good enough on defense, right? I mean, I think, maybe we can get another corner opposite Trey White. Maybe we can kind of change a couple things up schematically. Maybe get a pass rush and maybe be able to lock up outside of Trey White in man covered situations. Maybe cover a tight end, right? I mean, I would agree with you guys on all those kind of things. But we're here to talk about the offense. Let's talk about our running backs receiving the ball in the backfield. You got Devin Singletary at 38 receptions, 269 yards, and 7.1 yards per reception. Zach Moss comes in with 14 receptions, 95 yards, 6.8 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. We ain't getting it done, man. Now, I will say these guys are good in pass pro. They do a good job in pass pro. I'll give them that. I mean, the Bills pass all the damn time. And I'm glad the Bills are, that's our welcome to the NFL moment. Like those were the days where we would just be known for having a good running offense, right? We're always near the top of the league, rushing the ball when the league was on this passing the ball like crazy, right? So we've entered the league now. So we're one of those teams, and I'm happy. But when it comes to running the ball, man, we can't get it done. And I think in order for the Bills to take a next step, you got to get more playmakers on offense. You got to get more players to where defenses have to plan. They have to sit up at night and go, not only do they have Stephon Diggs, not only do we have to worry about Josh Allen, whether he's passing the ball or running the ball, but we have to worry about X. And today we're going to talk about 2 guys that could be there in the first or second round that the Bills should keep their eye on. 2 guys that the Bills should consider drafting. If we're talking running back, if Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott idea is to, if they like running backs, and I know they have a scouting department, and listen, I'm not telling y'all or anything that you haven't heard before, but I'm going to make the case for 2 guys. All right? 2 guys here. First guy up, Travis Etienne. All right, this is a 5'10" running back from Clemson, 205 pounds-ish, I believe. This guy runs a 4.39. All right, that's pretty damn fast if you ask me. 4.39, yeah, I'll take that. So in the scouting community, being a student at the Scouting Academy, we kind of focus on, we don't like to say like anybody can look at a player and tell you what he can't do. My grandma, my mom can watch a football game and look at a player and tell you what he cannot do. My 10-year-old son can do that as well. We all can sit here and tell, what this guy cannot do, but let's focus on what a guy can do. What can drafting a guy, bringing a guy into your organization, how can this player benefit your team? What are they bringing to the table? I mean, if you look at a relationship, right? Sometimes, we get caught in these dilemmas where we're like, I don't know if, I like her, but, when you're kind of iffy, right? And you do your pros and your cons list and you go, what can she do? Well, she's a good cook, right? She may be a good cook. Shoot, I like the way she smells. I like the way she dresses or whatever the case may be, right? Well, NFL teams evaluate players and they want to know, what can this player do for my team, for my squad? So Travis Etienne, this is what he can do. He's fast. Okay, and these are just some of the small notes I took. Great acceleration. The ability to hit the hole fast. Like, he doesn't mess around in the backfield. Like, he knows where he's going and he's getting there quick. He takes angles away from defenders so that when he's in open space, because he's such a threat with his speed and ability, it's hard for defenders to take proper tackling angles on him. I believe he has a second gear in the open field. Now, that's something that no Bills running back has, the second gear. I mean, it's the same speed for Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. I mean, it's just the way they look getting the ball in the backfield is the same way they look running downfield. All right. Travis Etienne has that second gear in the open field vision. That's great vision. He's, for a smaller back, he has a physical element to him. He's not a bruiser by any means, but he's not afraid to lower the shoulder and say, let's go, let's do this. All right. He's elusive. All right. This is an elusive running back. He catches the ball out of the backfield well. He has the ability to run precise routes as a running back. He runs behind his pads, and he's a home run threat. Every time this guy touches the ball, he could take it to the house and go 6. I think you like that out of your running back. You want that out of your running back. What does he need to improve on? I don't think he's a great blocker right now. All right. Recognizing blitzes and assignments and pass pro, I think he needs to get better at that. He doesn't break many tackles. I mean, he's purely his best attribute is his speed and elusiveness, power. I want to see. I think he can get stronger. I think his frame. I don't think he's going to get bigger by any means because I think he's probably filled out his frame, but I think he can get stronger. And ball security. I think he has a little bit of what they call the fumbleitis. But all running backs fumble, right? But some fumble more than others. So Travis Etienne definitely needs to work on his ball security. Now, some of the highlights or stats at Clemson. I mean, this guy, 7.2 yards per carry. That's what he averaged over 4 years in Clemson. Okay? Get this, over 70 touchdowns. That's just rushing the ball. He has some receiving too, but just rushing the ball, Travis Etienne has 70 touchdowns and over 5,000 yards of production, rushing and receiving. That's impressive. I mean, this guy, you get him the ball and it's like, let's go. Like, this guy with the ball in his hands, he's magic. Okay. Now I know some of you kind of, when I bring up that Clemson comparison or mentioning Clemson, we think of CJ Spiller. CJ Spiller was a smaller back, but he had home run ability. Travis Etienne is he's more of a, definitely more of a more complete back than CJ Spiller. CJ Spiller was just all speed. Okay. But Travis Etienne does just a little bit more. So if I were to compare Travis Etienne, I'd say he's probably very similar to Alvin Kamara, but faster. Now, Alvin Kamara is superb in his own right. He's superb at route running. I mean, he does a lot of things well, but, I would tell you that Alvin Kamara is not the fastest, but he is elite when it comes to being elusive, setting guys up. Okay. Alvin Kamara is an elite back, taken in the 3rd round from Tennessee. Been watching this guy for a long time. I'm from Tennessee myself, so I always kept an eye on the Vols, but y'all already know I'm a Michigan guy through and through. But yeah, I've definitely been watching Alvin Kamara from afar for a long time. And Alvin Kamara is a special back. I'm not saying Travis Etienne is Alvin Kamara, but what I'm saying is at his ceiling, Travis Etienne can definitely lock up with Alvin Kamara at his ceiling. If that's him reaching his fullest potential, absolutely. I have no doubt about that. Now, you say, well, why, where is he going to be taken? Well, there's a good chance Travis Etienne, can be taken in between rounds 1 and 2. I think he probably is going to go round 1. He's probably going to go round 1. All right. So I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. I loved him last year. We all thought he was going to come out of the draft last year, but he decided to come back for his senior season. Kudos to him, man, getting that education. That's awesome. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you of these two backs, and the next one I'm going to mention, which one's better, because I think they're both special in their own right. I think there are a few game-breaking talents in this draft, and I think Travis Etienne is one. The Bills need game breakers. We don't need guys to fill positions. We need game breakers on offense. We need game breakers at skill positions. All right? So Travis Etienne, folks, if you haven't watched any tape of him, man, I would strongly urge you to go check him out. He's dope. He's really good. You'll be excited to watch him. You'll be excited to watch Travis Etienne. All right? Shows up in big games. Love that about him. My next guy. Okay, my next guy, he's a 6'2" back. Y'all probably already know where I'm going with this. All right, if you've been on Twitter, you're seeing everybody start talking about, Travis Etienne and this next guy I'm going to mention. Now, this guy, man. So like I mentioned previously, that y'all know I'm a Michigan fan. I love my Wolverines. I always love my Wolverines. And I do recall, this prospect here was so close to signing with Michigan. It came between Michigan and Bama. And he chose Bama, and I don't blame him because he won a title, right? 2 national titles. And that man is Najee Harris. Najee freaking Harris. This is a 6'2", 230-pound back. Good Lord. That's a big man. Y'all should see this man's quads, dude. I mean, he's on that Saquon Barkley, on that Saquon Barkley train, man. These guys, their freaking legs look like trains, like big trucks, bro. I mean, these guys got some big old legs, man. I mean, this dude's quads are just out of this world. Najee Harris. So, Najee Harris, okay, what he can do, like we talked about, we're going to talk about what these guys can do. I mean, he can run. He was clocked at 4.45. Now, obviously, he may improve his speed, but the recent 40-yard dash that I could find was a 4.45. Okay, this is a guy that's been in all kinds of Spark competitions as a 5-star recruit. I mean, he was all over the place. I mean, you name the college, and he had an offer to go anywhere he wanted to. Travis Etienne was another guy like that, but Najee Harris is that dude. Okay, let's talk about what he does well. Power, good speed, not great speed. He has good speed. All right, he can get it done. He's a supreme athlete. I mean, this guy. He's a supreme elite athlete. One of the most impressive running backs I've seen in a while. That's just my opinion on the matter. He has the ability to move the pile. Okay? Like you're gonna have to bring the boys if you want to tackle Najee Harris. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. You talk about business decisions. All right. Najee Harris makes you make business decisions. Truly. The ability to hit the hole. He don't mess around in the backfield. Once he gets the ball, he knows where he's going. He's hitting that hole, and he's hitting it hard. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. He's not an elite route runner, but he can make contested catches for sure. He understands his blocking assignments and pass protection. So, he can read a blitz. He's going to lay somebody out. He's going to be where he's supposed to be. Excellent body lean and mechanics. All right. That's another thing that he has. I mean, this guy is he's just a truck. He's definitely a 3-down starter. Great vision. And he also has a second gear in the backfield. I mean, in the open field. He definitely has a second gear. Yards after contact. We kind of talked about moving the pile. Moving the pile kind of means when he's, those goal line situations, those tough yard situations, he moves the pile. But yards after contact, like, you're not, he rarely goes down on the first attempt. Great contact balance. He's got a nasty stiff arm. Kind of like, these other Alabama running backs. He's got a nasty stiff arm. Nasty stiff arm. In his career, he averaged 6 yards per carry. And he had over 4 yards of offense between rushing and receiving. and 46 touchdowns rushing. Now you say, okay, well, some of you are going to probably say, well, Travis Etienne had 70 touchdowns. And Najee Harris only had 46 touchdowns in college. Well, Najee Harris played in a crowded backfield. I mean, with other 5-star recruits. Y'all know Bama's stacked everywhere. All right. When there's one 5-star recruit gone, another one is there to take his spot. So they run like a 3-back system. All right. So he's, which is kind of good because he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear. He wasn't force fed the ball. So he still got some juice for sure. What does he need to improve on? I think I would love for him to improve on his speed. I mean, he's not the fastest back, but he's faster than Devin Singletary. He's faster than Zach Moss. I would say his 40 time is similar to Marshawn Lynch's. Marshawn Lynch is he's great in his own mind, but he got speed. Like, he's not slow. Let's see. What one of the causes for concern I would be his durability down the road. Now, and I have no basis on this. Just looking at his body type, and he's not afraid of contact. Running back shelf lives are only 4 years. When you look on average, it's 4-year shelf life, and he runs like a man on a mission. So, I want to know what his durability is going to be like at the next level. It's not necessarily a cause for concern, right? Because just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean he can't do it. He may be an Iron Man back there. He may play a ton of games without being injured, but we know that's not necessarily the case all the time, right? This is the NFL. People get injured, so forth. But he's a game-breaking talent. He has game-breaking ability. So, those are our 2 prospects here. Now, if you were to ask me today, which of these prospects would I rather have right now? I really couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you and be like, I'd rather have Travis Etienne or I'd rather have Najee Harris. Like I don't even want to take the easy way out. I really honestly do not know who I'd rather have. I don't. But if you're going to make me pick, if you're going to make me stick my neck out, you're going to make me stick my neck out. Oh, this is tough. Man, I probably have to go Travis Etienne. What can I say? I'm a sucker for speed. I love speed. Okay? I love, if you can't tackle my guy, if you can't catch my guy, you ain't going to tackle. Now, I love both these backs. I love them both. They're my favorite backs in this coming draft. But I would go with Travis Etienne just because of his game-breaking speed and ability. Now, Najee ain't no slouch, though. He's not a slouch. All right? I think probably Najee Harris probably has the of the 2 backs, I think he'll probably have the better long-term career. I think Najee Harris, day one, is a Pro Bowl back. He's a Pro Bowl back. He's a every down. If you want to talk about who embodies Buffalo better, Najee Harris. Hands down, Najee Harris embodies the Buffalo, like blue collar. I'm going to work hard for everything I get. I'm going to hit you in the mouth. Najee Harris. Najee Harris is probably the better fit. These are both great guys. They're not any character concerns that we've seen or have heard of. These are 2 solid guys. 2 solid guys. That's from a scouting and a fan perspective. But we don't know what Sean McDermott and those guys are going to do. We don't know what Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane are thinking when it comes to running back. We don't know how they value running back. Like I said, they've taken 2 third-round running backs in the past 2 years. So it's something to look at. It's something to be seen. Let's talk about, before we end here, let's talk about how Travis Etienne will fit in this offense. Travis Etienne gives you that scheme versatility. And let me mention this real quick before I get into that part. Okay, so the last two Buffalo Bills drafted running backs in the first round were C.J. Spiller in 2010 and Marshawn Lynch in 2007. Okay? The last running back the Bills drafted in the second round was Travis Henry in 2001. So, I know we make this a little running joke of how many first-round backs can the Bills, or, did the Bills take or can they take? It was kind of a joke back then, right? 2010, 2007, Buddy Nix wanted that scat back, that water bug with Chan Gailey, right? And they didn't use C.J. Spiller like they should have. They didn't. One season he had a great year. But anyway, we can talk about the past. But Travis Etienne fits in this offense. I mean, you see the Bills are basically a spread passing offense, right? Travis Etienne is going to line up in the backfield, and he's going to line up at wide receiver. And when he's lined up out wide, he's a threat. He is a threat. I mean, he's somebody that can run a route. I mean, he could run that route very well. Somebody that you could just, do a little screen for, or, a wheel route. How many times have we seen a Bills running back on a wheel route and complete the catch? I can't think of many times we've seen that this year. Like, that's what he's going to bring to the table. That's what he's going to bring to the table. Think of, having an Alvin Kamara in your backfield. That's what Travis Etienne is. That's what I think he can be. You want him to run it? Great. He's going to eat up yards. He's a yak machine. I mean, yak, like yards after contact, or yak, yards after catch. I mean, he's going to get it. You get the ball in his hands, and he's going to make plays. He is a threat to take it to the house at any time. These are the kind of backs you want. This is the kind of back that Josh Allen needs. He needs a guy. So if the game plan is pass heavy, okay, great. Then pick your poison, because we can either line up and run the ball with this guy, and he has the ability to stretch the defense, hit the edges, right, of this offensive line, and he's scheme versatile. So you could put this guy in any kind of scheme, and he's gonna flourish. I think he would do well with the Bills and Josh Allen. I mean, now you're talking about a track meet. Well, the Bills have some speed on this offense. This is the kind of game breaker that they need. Najee Harris in this offense. Well, Najee Harris is gonna look. You get Najee Harris, you can say bye-bye to Devin Singletary. There's no need for him. I don't think you can probably trade him. There's probably not a market. Maybe a 5th to 7th round pick. Trade him to somebody like Pittsburgh or somebody. They could use a guy like Devin Singletary. Okay? But Najee Harris is, look, you want him in power situations? Great. He's going to line up. He's going to make you make business decisions. Okay? He's going to make you make business decisions. And he's got speed to take, at second level, man, this guy's got speed. Like, how many times did we see Devin Singletary, Zach Moss break a tackle in the backfield? Not many. Najee Harris can do that. Najee Harris can also catch passes out of the backfield. Okay? Both of these guys that I'm talking about today improved each year as a pass-catching threat. So these guys are dual threat backs in terms of they can catch the ball in the backfield, they can run the ball very effectively. Najee Harris is Pro Bowl potential day one written all over him. Day one. So what say you, Bills fans, people who are listening to this podcast? Are you a Najee Harris guy? Or are you a Travis Etienne guy? There is no right or wrong answer here. But if the Bills were picking a running back in round 1 or early round 2, these are the guys that I would look at. This is making the case for a running back at rounds 1 and 2. Well, that's going to be all for us today, folks. If you like this podcast, feel free to like, subscribe, all right, and share. We need you to share this podcast, okay? We're doing some things a little bit different this offseason, kind of heading into the next season here at Cover One and the Hoof podcast. So you're going to see more. You're going to see more of this moving forward. Okay, next time we get together, I'm gonna break down the tight end position, making the case for a tight end in round 1 or 2. Okay, and when I say round 2, I'm talking the early trade back. So I'm talking about picking no higher than 10 in the second round. All right. So making the case. This is the Making the Case series, guys. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us, all the love that y'all give us, man. We couldn't do this without you guys. So if you like it, great. Share it, like, subscribe to the Hoof Podcast, the Cover One Network. Share it. But anyways, man, I'm gonna bow out of here, man. I hope you guys have a great Friday, a great weekend. This is the Hoof Podcast, and I'm out of here.